Hi, guys. I need you to use your imagination a little bit. Um, let's say we are living in a 250, 300 person community, and it's mid autumn, October or so. Um, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Sun's just going down. There's still a couple of people on the street walking to and from places, visiting their friends, coming home from work. All of a sudden, you get this smell. People look at each other. What is this smell? Then they look down the main street. What you see is a big hairy family coming out on the street, walking down the street towards you. Now, they're a good distance away, but you can see they're standing on 2 feet, walking. There's 5 of them. There's 2 toddlers, a teenager, and the 2 parents. They're looking around, noticing all these neat structures and noticing the picnic tables and fire pits, barbecue grills, wondering what people do with these things. They slowly walk around town. Of course, by then everybody on the street is dispersed, gone into their houses, or hiding and just watching these creatures just walk down the street. What I've just described is the exact same situation that they get when we walk into their woods. Imagine how, not necessarily startled, but surprised they are that you're there, that we're there. Just as surprised as the people who wonder what they're doing or what they're going to do when they come down the street. We go into their woods, walk on their paths that they normally take, and they stand back and watch us. You know, they're thinking, what are we doing? What are these guys doing? Have they come to take our food? They're looking at all our structures we built, and they're tearing some of them apart, which doesn't make them happy. But for the most part, they're content to just sit back and watch. When we get too close, you know, they may make their presence known, but that's usually not the case. We study their structures in awe of what they can do because they're wild creatures out in the woods. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, though. They look the way they do, they act the way they do because they've been out in the woods for thousands of years. In that respect, they're no different than what we think of as our ancestors. And they may very well be our ancestors. We'll find that out later. But what we're not doing when we go into their woods is getting into a closer relationship with them. That relationship is what's going to open up everything. People think, oh, they're bad creatures. They will eat you. Um, well, guess what? There's people out here that will eat you too. Um, you break into somebody's house, they will hurt you. They're no different than us. I know I sound like I'm scolding. It's just my anxiety coming out because I'm real passionate about this subject. But I'd like everybody to think about what they're doing when they go into the woods or when they're documenting around their homes. That they're encroaching on a people's land, their property. We came in and took most of this property from them, and they just have a little bit left. They're not like bears or lions, mountain lions. They are wild, but just in a sense that they live out in the woods. They don't indulge in the unnecessary, we call necessities. They're not necessities. This camera that I'm using, the computer I'm looking at here, they're not necessities at all. Even that lamp isn't a necessity. They've shunned all these innovations that we've come up with because that's what they're supposed to do. That's actually what we're supposed to do to a point. We're not to ignore everything we make. We're just not to worship it like we worship our God. Understand that nature is our God. Nature is what they live by. I'd just like to see everyone respect that. Pick up what you drop out there. I go out to my area and see oil bottles, water bottles, old tires, all sorts of trash that hunters leave. Hunters are going in there to deplete their food resources. Give them the respect that we give each other. Give them more respect than we give each other. We don't give each other near as much respect as we should. I haven't been out to the woods for since the 1st of April because of the rains. What I believe is a 50-foot flood level at the river where I go is up over 63 feet, and it's rising. So all the places that I walk to are covered in water. I know this. I don't even have to go to figure it out. The first time I saw it flood, it literally turned the trails, the game trails, into small creeks. The next time, they were larger creeks. There's a lot of water going in and out. And I know there's higher land that the Bigfoot go to because I've seen their bedding areas. I wish I'd gotten it on camera, but I walked right by them when I did the Highlands videos. But my main point in this video is just to get everyone to understand that they need to deal with these creatures with respect. When they no longer fear that we're going to go out there to harm their life, to harm their way of life, they will begin to show themselves. Maybe not as we picture it, them just walking out in the woods, say, hey, take a picture of me. But they won't hide themselves as much as they do now. I've got them following me. And I didn't realize it till I went back in my videos and found them. Now, the videos that we post on YouTube aren't near as clear as the videos that we're watching on our own computer. They degrade when you upload them to the internet. They degrade every time you copy them. That's why you see so many blob squatches. Well, they're not blob squatches on our computers, because we're seeing the original version. It hasn't degraded. Again, just be respectful. Respect everybody around you. Life would be a whole lot better. Y'all have a great week.